Yeah, I had to wait a long time in between my second and third. Didn't have to wait quite as long this time, but it's been playing some really good golf. My scores haven't showed it, but I've been feeling like it was right there. So to have it pop this week and be in good form, for some big stuff coming up is really awesome. Having a little bit of experience and knowing that score was kind of a relative thing today, it was more, kind of a game of attrition. The conditions just wouldn't allow for a super low score. So just I didn't have my best stuff today, but good enough to make a few putts, and a couple birdies on the back nine helped a lot. Yeah, it's really hard, especially the first 2 days I was playing such good golf, and it was just aiming at everything and making a ton of putts and having a lot of fun, and then all of a sudden the weather flips, and not only does the weather flips, but the wind's coming from a totally different direction. I was actually looking at the scoreboard on 18. My day one drive 330, day two drive 320, day three 255, day four 248 or whatever it was. So it's a completely different golf course, but having a little bit of experience around here, like I talked about, I've seen this place play really hard, and just knowing that there wasn't going to be a low score out there today. Well, I've had to learn that lesson the hard way with a bunch of failures, across my career, where you look back at a tournament and you're like, gosh, if I could have just kept my cool for a little bit longer, if I could have just hung in there for a little bit longer, man, maybe I could have made a run. And so I just tried really hard today to not let my emotions get out in front. And as much as I wanted to think about winning and holding the trophy and calling my wife and telling her how happy I was, you don't get to do that until the job's done. And it's just left foot, right foot, finish the job, and then you get to have fun. Yeah, just knowing that there's some good golf left in there. I'm 38. I'm not 25 anymore. I know that I'm getting, a little grayer. So, you start looking at, like, man, how many more chances do I have at Augusta? How many more chances do I have at a U.S. Open and all the things that you want to do? But just knowing that I can come out here in tough conditions and play well as an older veteran on tour, like, makes me feel good about next week. I think Augusta has a way of snapping you right back into reality. That course can be such a challenge, and I actually think this is a really great warm up. Not to diminish this golf tournament at all. This is a very incredible golf tournament, a hard one to win. But this is a great warm up for Augusta. Augusta gets tricky winds. Augusta has pins that are perched up on top of spots just like they are around here. So for me, I took a couple years off of this golf tournament. And then when I came back and it's beautifully overseeded, it's like, man, this is like about as good as prep as you can get for Augusta.